Run it back. First episode, okay? First episode jitters. All right. I'm your host, Enrique. You can find me on Twitter at nuke_db. And you can find us on twitch.tv/cutthebeat. And you can find us on YouTube at Cut the Beat. And you can also send any requests and other such things to our email, cutthebeatpodcast@gmail.com. We have that for inquiries and other viewer suggested content. So who else is here today with me?
It's your boy Christian. You can find me on Instagram, on Twitter, Noes Christian. That is NOESCHRISTIAN.
Okay.
I'm also a feature. I'm Eli. You can find me under the local highway or on Instagram at Eli_Van Allen.
All right.
So we're currently, good old Vancouver, Washington, a good 62 degrees Fahrenheit, 0% precipitation, and a good 61% humidity.
Thank
Clear
you for the
skies.
weather, sir.
Yeah.
All right. So, what we're going to be reviewing today, Eminem's Kamikaze, the most controversial album of 2018 in my honest opinion so far. We've had Pusha T with his album coming out and literally attacking Drake and literally killing him and talking about his son and how his mom and his dad aren't together no more. Just being mean, right? But Eminem somehow makes it worse with Kamikaze, and he comes out hard. How many times did you guys listen to it in preparation for this today?
Once, one full time, and then about like 3 or 4 tracks.
Yeah, I added a few songs to my playlist. Listened to those about 7 times, but full listens, I've listened to it about twice, maybe 3 times.
All right, I see you. So let's open up and talk about the first track on the whole album, "The Ringer." What do you guys think about Eminem coming out aggressive as he did in this first part?
Um, so the very first time I listened to this album, I was at LA Fitness, and I opened Twitter and I see that there's a new Eminem album, and I was like, huh. And I was thinking about it. I was like, should I give it a chance or not? And I, obviously did. My first impression was, why is he so mad that people didn't like Revival?
Is that just you're asking us why he's so mad, or you just is that a question for us
Like
too?
that was just my like what's going on in my head. Like that's what I was thinking now.
Why
Like
are you
he's like really pissed off.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
He comes out on that hard beat and just lets you know right out the gates.
yeah, I noticed that as well.
And I just, dude, his lyricism and technicality on the rapping side is always on point. And he came out in this first track, and it was like what, like 4 minutes long? It was pretty long first track, and there
Mm-hmm.
was no chorus on it either. He just came out there
Nope.
and started killing it. And
Yeah.
I wrote down a couple lines I thought were like really good wordplay, right? And so one of them was turn down for what? I ain't loud enough. Nah, turn the volume up because I don't know how I'm gonna get your mouth to shut. So I thought he had a good play on words with volume and volume. And he mentioned turn down for what? He's a couple years too late on the turn down for what reference, but still I thought it was interesting wordplay in the whole
Sure.
song itself. And then
What
Yeah.
was the second one?
uh hold on, man. I'm not done with these quotables yet. All right, we had some more. We
No,
said,
I mean, that's what I meant. Your second quote of
oh
the
yeah,
not the no.
yeah, I had a couple quotables. Quotables. So I guess when you walk into BK, you expect a Whopper. You can order a quarter pounder when you go to McDonald's. But if you're looking to get a porterhouse, you better go get Revival. But y'all are acting like I tried to serve you up a slider. So he uses the burger metaphor reference pun thing, and I thought it was interesting that he really thought Revival was that good. Like I don't understand how he still defends that album itself.
For
Yeah,
sure.
that's what I was thinking. Like
It's
he
awful.
can't just accept that he didn't make a good album and move on.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the final two songs on that album were good. Calcin and Rose were solid, but everything else on the entire album was just kind of meh and weak and too many rock beats and stuff like that. And so I
Mm-hmm.
think he's a little delusional in thinking that it's bad. But when you put so much effort into something, I can understand not wanting to accept that you didn't do as good as you normally do on it. So I can
Yeah.
see
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. I
Uh,
feel that.
so for me, what I wrote down, I said he had really good flow on the first track on it. I like when he roasted Lil Pump and the kind of not mumble rappers, but the Lil Wayne. People trying to imitate him, I guess.
I
I
could
said
see that.
I said the bars in the beginning could have been better. Like I didn't really like the whole beginning of it and then the end of it as well. But there's a stretch in the middle where he talked about how like he's harder on himself than the media, and that like stretch went on for probably like 40 seconds. So I didn't write down all the lines of it, but I really liked what he did there, and it shows like he cares more about his own opinion than the media, and that's why I eventually liked this song more than some of his other ones.
Yeah, that was really a good take on it. He's a line later on that I'll talk about that shows like how kind of instead of him being angry about no one liking the album, he showed how kind of hurt he was later on. So I think that's like a good like show for him of how difficult it is sometimes for him.
Yeah, sure. Ratings wise, what would you give this song?
As an opener, I'd give it like an 8 out of 10 just for the technical ability and how hard the beat was.
All right. Chris.
I agree. I'd give it like around a 7.
Yeah.
It definitely brought my attention, and I was not expecting it. Uh, I kind of like how he didn't put a chorus on it because I feel like that would kind of ruin it. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
I really agree with that. Some of the chorus later on kind of ruined certain songs for me.
for sure. Yeah, I agree. So for mine, I wrote down 7 to 7.5 because he didn't have a chorus. If he did, I wrote that he might be like as good, depending on how good it was. But I really think that they bumped up point 0.5 to like 1 rating, depending on or like since he didn't have a chorus on it.
Yeah, that
Uh,
makes sense.
yeah, I like that aspect of it where it just kind of went off and it got my attention, like Christian said.
Yeah, and so then we go from the first song that didn't have a chorus to it to the second
Yeah,
song that had a chorus that kind of pissed me off, to be honest.
yeah, Sam.
I
I
didn't like it. I didn't like the chorus.
100% agree with that. Yep.
Everything else about that whole song was fantastic, but
Yeah,
the chorus was annoying.
I agree. That's exactly what I wrote. I said not fan of the chorus, but I like the whole aspect of the song and the rap lyrics. I didn't like the music behind it either. I thought he could have chosen a better track, but other than that, I mean, obviously his rapping was really good and he flowed well with the music he did choose on it.
Yeah. Christian, got anything to say about the chorus while we're on it?
I didn't like it either, to be honest.
It's just
I
like
don't know. It was just,
I don't know,
but
dude.
like, I don't know. It was just a cup of tea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said, I thought the bars on it were really good, and he was
Mhm.
out there attacking people again. He goes after Ja Rule for the 900th time. Him and 50 Cent have.
Yeah.
And,
Draw alone, man. It's been like what, 10 years
dude,
more.
his career's done. He went to prison. He came out. Let the man live for once, right? But
Yeah.
one of the funniest parts about this whole album was in this song when he said "Revival didn't go viral." That shit was
Yeah.
cracking me up on the first listen, dude.
Yep.
Oh my god, I just wasn't expecting
So
it.
funny.
Yeah, I agree. I
Yeah.
was not expecting that either.
So
But I guess he was paying.
yeah, not go for it. Sorry.
He was giving a shout out to Kendrick Lamar.
Oh yeah. I saw that as well. But
Dude,
so I said with the chorus or with yeah, so just the chorus, I said it was a 1.5 to 2 out of 10. But since his flow on it was so good and like I like the rap of it, I put a 4.5 out of 10 for that one.
whew, that's a little strong on that. The chorus, don't get me wrong,
Yeah,
the chorus was not great, but I don't know if it impacts that song as much for me as it does you.
I did not
Yeah,
like it at all.
I find it funny how it's kind of an interpolation of "Woke Up Like This" by Playboy Cardi. I don't know if you guys have heard the song.
And of course,
I'm not
Some
familiar.
niggas sounding like me.
yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, I see what you did.
Doesn't
Yeah.
matter, obviously. I just think Eminem kind of didn't do it correctly.
mhm.
Do you get what I mean?
For sure.
So for quotables from this one, I did this. I said "Revival didn't go viral." Denon and
hmm
Royce tell me that I should take the high
Yeah,
road.
but I wrote that. Yeah.
That was funny. And then I said bars are like bullets when I spit them schemes. That's why I call them motherfuckers M16s. That was hard right there, dude.
Yeah.
That bar
Yep.
was delightful, and that was one of that was showing that his technical abilities are still on point. But sonically, this song did not hold up because of that chorus. It was annoying.
hmm
The greatest ever do it, the greatest ever
Yeah.
do it. I was like,
Yep.
dude, come on. Like you can put out a better chorus than that. I think that's a lot of people's issues is right now.
Yeah,
I mean, when he said, I should slap blood with the ISIS flag.
yeah.
You are
I wrote that down. I wrote that down. That was good.
That was fantastic. Oh man. So my final rating for the track would be a 6 out of 10 because I thought it was very very solid. I thought the chorus just hurt it too much, or it could be like a 7, but that's just me.
Did you put Christian?
um 6.
That yeah okay I agree. All right,
I
so
just
Not
the
the
chorus
best,
was
but
good.
not shit either. So
I get
All
that.
right.
that's just my opinion.
Eli, do you have anything to counteract what he said?
No, for sure. I'm sticking by my 4.5. I think the chorus was just awful
Yeah, I
in
can
my
see
opinion,
that.
and that brought it down. I can't listen to that song just because of that, and because he repeats it 3 to 4 times for the song. It's just
Yeah,
I can't listen to it. So
he did it a little much on that whole song.
yeah,
Then we went on to "Lucky You" featuring Joyner Lucas. So how do you guys feel about Joyner Lucas? Because I honestly I like him, but he can
Can
be
I,
a little annoying sometimes.
yeah.
I
I'd like to start on this because I've found out about Joyner Lucas like 2 years ago, and like I really like his music. The first song I heard was "I'm Sorry," which was talking about like suicide and stuff, and how there's two aspects to it. One being like the aspect of being selfish and stuff, and then the other one being I'm sorry for you, you know. But I've always been his fan, and particularly like the lyric where M says he has a Grammy, but he sold his soul for that, and that really like that impacted it because like his lyrics used to be kind of crazy there for a bit, like in his prior albums. But I like Joyner and Eminem's rapping in the songs, and I personally I think Joyner did a better job just because he's I that's my opinion just because I think I like him a lot as a rapper, but yeah. So and then another quotable I put on that was Eminem's lyric about how he took an L on his last album, and I thought that was pretty good too because he was like talking about how uh, he was just kind of like sad about that, and like you said earlier, like he obviously he didn't like what he put out.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Joyner had a very standout verse on this. I almost felt like it was a Joyner song that had an Eminem feature on it, but then Eminem was like, "Yo, let me throw this on my album because I need to get at these motherfuckers." So that's how I felt about that. I thought the beat on this song went crazy. I want to
Yeah.
hear Eminem
Hmm.
over more stuff like this. Like I don't know if he obviously doesn't really like this because he does a lot of rock inspired beats, but I want to hear him over more stuff like this.
Yeah.
He'll have better albums, better quality, and he'll be able to do different stuff in his music instead of the same thing he's been doing since like relapse and recovery.
Hmm. I wrote that. I said it didn't fit M's like prior style or rapping, but he like made it work. You know, he adapted to it and like kind of changed it up and really showed that he has another side of his rapping. Yeah.
Yeah, Christian, how'd you be able to feel about the Lucky You with Joyner?
um I think the beat like the beat a lot. I think it was produced by Boy Wonder. He's part of OVO.
Really, he's a part of OVO, and he produced this. Yeah,
Yeah. Guess so.
that's I think that's it's weird because all the shots that he ends up taking to Drake later on in the album. Like he ends up going after Drake and a few other people. So I think it's weird that someone from an OVO camp would be willing to help Eminem out, even though that happens.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think Christian
Yeah.
died.
I
Uh,
think you did as well. Anyway, so what did you give out of 10 for this one? If you have nothing else to put in.
I have okay, so I have some quotables. I have two quotables, right?
Hmm.
Both of them are for their flow, not necessarily their music, their content. So I had Joyner when he was spitting Spanish to these fools.
Oh
He
yeah.
said cállate boca mejor maricón little puto and all of you culo. When he flowed that in the song, it was
Hmm.
hard to even tell he switched to Spanish. To be honest, it was really
That was
clean,
good.
and I was like, yo, that's clean. And then I had one Eminem line where he said, "You can never say to me I'm not a fucking record breaker. I sound like a broken record every time I break a record." I thought that was a little. That, if you're gonna brag about how many records you sold, which he's like the top selling rapper of all time, that's the way to do it. Is like a good punchline, and he has it with a choppy flow with the broken record, breaker record, record breaker. I thought it was really
Hmm.
good in that sense. But
Yeah, I did. Oh no, go for it. Sorry.
no, no, no. I was gonna my rating, but we should discuss this real quick.
Oh, yeah, no, I was just gonna say I didn't even think about that, but yeah, that's definitely a good way to put that.
Yeah. So I think my rating for this song itself would be this is one of my favorites on the entire album. I'd give it a
Hmm.
9 out of 10 because the chorus wasn't bad. Joyner did great. I thought M sounded good over it. I'd give it like a 9 out of 10 as well.
Hello,
Hello, Christian. You're back
good.
Yeah, you're back.
Cutting out.
Um,
a little bit.
Yeah, this is just
All right, well, Christian, we're gonna just have to get it going. If you end up fixing that out, we'll hear you. But
yeah.
yeah, solid ass song.
Hmm.
yeah. I thought I was.
All right, just don't talk until you get this figured out.
I don't.
Oh man.
Anyway, for mine, yeah, like you said, I like the beat. I like uh, both rappers in it. I put it at an 8.5, just because it was probably my second favorite song. But yeah, I mean, I like Joyner, I like M. So,
I think at the pace we're going, we're all gonna have the same favorite song on this album.
oh, for sure. No, there's one clear cut song on this that's the best song. Like,
Absolutely. I think
yeah,
like that's the most Eminem Slim Shady you're gonna get
yep, yep,
in a
yep,
long
yep.
time.
We're talking about this. All right.
All right, so next we have Normal. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
really care for that song at all.
Neither did I.
Like, I get what he was trying to do, but Eminem doesn't do love songs well, in my
Yeah.
opinion. I think the best he ever did a love
Whoa,
song.
whoa, whoa.
Well,
Go on.
I think the best love song he ever did was Spacebound, if you ask me, back on Recovery, because he slowed it down and his singing wasn't trash on that. He like pitched his voice to where it sounded good. But like this song, I just didn't care for it because he wanted it to be normal and all this, and he does the same thing he's always done, like saying why you gotta be so weird. I love my girls that are like attack me and all this. I'm like I get it what he's doing there, but to me it's just not really appealing.
Yeah, I agree with that. There was a few parts in the beginning where I was like, those are some good lyrics, and I was like, I can obviously relate to that, and like that's normal as per se, as you would say. But yeah, like you said, I didn't like the beat, I didn't like the chorus of it. I just didn't think it was. I mean, like I said, the lyrics were solid, but they could have been a bit better beat over it, and he could have talked more about just normal stuff instead of, like you said, the whole aspect of doing weird stuff.
Yeah, I feel like this is one of the four songs of this album. If you took them out, you'd have almost a perfect album, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's like, I have that same score.
Yeah. You good? You good, Christian?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yep,
Your little sounds a little bit loud in the background.
he's good now.
Yeah, it's better now.
I have to do all this fucking settings again. Hold up.
All right, yeah. This is the problem with having a live show. We're gonna have errors. We're not
For
professionals
sure.
at this shit. We don't got professional equipment. Give us a
How do
break.
I sound? How
You
do I
sound you
sound?
sound fine.
Fine.
But okay, Christian, how do you feel about Normal by Eminem?
I can see what you guys are saying, but like it's not like it's kind of forgettable. But I didn't. I mean, I didn't think it was that bad. I probably won't save it, but I didn't think it
Yeah,
was that bad.
I
And
didn't think it
before,
was bad, but I just didn't like the beat
It
over it.
wasn't a. It wasn't a
Yeah,
standout track.
yeah,
I got you. Yeah, no, I agree with that.
you didn't get to say your final thoughts on Lucky You before you cut out. What do you think about Lucky You?
Uh, 8.
8. That's yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like we said, that song's really good. I think out of the first three, Lucky You and The Ringer are the standout tracks there.
for sure.
Yeah, and so yeah, it's just normals, dude. I didn't really care for the chorus on this again. Eminem needs if
Hmm.
he's gonna sing, he needs to pitch his voice or something. I don't want to hear him.
I think it might be the only.
He even said that on the song
But
too.
Yeah,
I feel like it could grow on me. Like the whole album could probably grow on me over time, but I don't know. I don't know if I'll listen to it again.
I had almost the opposite effect, where like the first listen, I was so hype, I thought all the songs were good, and the more I listened to it, I started to pick apart the ones I didn't like as much.
Hmm. That's yeah. I don't know. I liked like the half the songs probably except for three or four, and yeah, like you said. I mean, or well, not like you said, but I liked those songs, and then they kind of grew on me. But the ones that I didn't like to begin with, I still don't like.
Yeah. So final ratings on normal, unless anyone else has any comments or quotables. I didn't write any quotables for this, to be
I did
honest.
not either.
Christian, you got any quotables?
No.
All right. I'll give it a 4 out of 10.
That's what I wrote.
What do you think, Christian?
Maybe 5. I'm feeling generous, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
um,
it's
we'll see how it stands the test of time.
yeah. We'll see. Okay, before we go any further, because we're about the midway point of tracks right now. A lot of people who heard this album said this was bad, and by no means is it perfect, but it's not bad. It's not
No, no,
revival,
no.
and people are saying
Um,
Eminem's washed and all this. I'm like, dude, he showed in this album he could still kill it when he feels
Mm-hmm.
like it.
Yep. He threw it back. Well, I'll get to that. I'll get to that.
Yeah, yeah, we'll get
I'll
to
get
that
into that later. I don't want to give
Yep.
my opinion yet
because
because I
there's one that we all want to talk about a lot.
Yep. Yep.
It's the one causing all of the controversy right now.
Yep.
All right, so anyone else on normal? Or are we done with that shit?
I am done.
All right, me too. All right, Stepping Stone. Man, was this a track where if you were an old school Eminem fan and you like D12, this one's kind of a heartstring toucher.
Yeah, this was incredible.
Like he went into a story about this song and like he talked about his feelings with everyone and how he felt after his like basically his brother and Proof died, which he talks about a lot early on, but he hasn't talked about it like recently. And you know it's still weighing on him because like I said that was his best friend, almost his brother, and he just talks about how he wants everyone to still be at like their peak lyrically, but he feels like he can't help them all the time. He has his own problems he has to deal with first, and he just wanted to tell him that and he wanted to say sorry for it.
Hmm.
And I just
Yeah,
thought it was
no, for sure.
incredible.
yeah.
Like, it sounded like old Eminem, you know, like it threw me back to, yeah, like you said, old school Eminem. It really reminded me of the Eminem show in 2002 and how he talks about, you know, D12 and all that. And it just like this old music. And just right from the beginning, it really hooked me.
Yeah, Christian, how do you feel about this? You're not really a huge Eminem fan, I know, but you listen to his music sometimes. How did you feel hearing that from
Um,
like a not super fan perspective?
I thought. I mean, felt like he was like remorseful that like obviously had huge success and everyone else kind of just like faded away and you don't really hear about
Yeah,
them.
Hmm.
yeah, I thought.
And, I thought the last line of the first verse is pretty deep. Is the moment that proof died, so did the group. I
Yeah,
mean, it's kind of
dude,
true. I mean, it's kind of
Hmm.
true.
that one was bad. That one hurt.
Yeah, no, that was good.
Yeah. So for I thought this was the most human he sounded on the whole album. Like the
Yep.
rest of it, he sounded like a super villain. You know what I mean? He was like, fuck you, all you who hated on me." This one, he sounded like, I hurt too." Like, believe me, shit gets to me too. And the line, my one quotable from this, like Christians, was really impactful for me. He said, "I've tried harkening back too, but I'm fighting for air. I'm barely charting myself." So like he admitted like now, I'm barely doing the numbers I used to do. I'm barely hitting where I used to now. And I can't carry you guys too in that same situation. I can barely keep myself afloat. And I thought that was really, really intense to
Hmm.
hear for a legend like Eminem, like I said, the hottest selling art rapper of all time, to be like, I can barely sell now. I can barely chart on the Billboard 100 anymore.
Yeah,
Just
no, that was good. That really impacted me as well. I'd have to agree with that.
my only problem with the whole song was I thought the beat was perfect except for the chorus beat when they added the guitar in. I didn't really care for the guitar on that. Other
I
than that,
gotcha.
I really liked this song too.
Hmm. Yeah, that's why I gave it. That's why I didn't give it a 10 out of 10. I gave it a 9.5 to 10, like somewhere in that range, but because of that. But that was by far my favorite song of the album.
Absolutely, that was really really good, and it wasn't my favorite. So it turns out we have two different
Really?
favorites.
Okay. No, that's
Yeah,
good then.
that is good. But I'd give this like a strong 8.5 to 9 out of 10 as well, just for how impactful it was and how lyrically on point he was as well. What'd you think about this, Christian?
I don't know if I would call it my favorite. Definitely one of the songs that I liked. I thought it was really deep and the storytelling was pretty good.
Yeah. What would you give it out of 10 on that?
Uh, probably one of the highest scores I've given today out. 9.
Yeah, dude, that was just a great song in my opinion.
Yeah.
Shit, dude. Like, we need more of that in Eminem. That was kind of what we got a little bit of taste of in Castle on a Rose when he was talking about his like overdose and everything, how he almost
Hmm.
died. But like this, when he does songs like this, it's the best he ever is. Even
Yeah.
better than his angry stuff. So if is everyone good on this song? No more comments, nothing like that, no quotables.
Nope.
All
I'm good.
I already said mine. The last part of the.
all right. So this song, not alike. Yo,
Yeah.
I didn't know I wanted to hear Eminem on a trap beat like this
Neither did I.
until I heard it.
Yeah.
And
When I
Royce
first played the
killed it.
song and I heard "Take Keith, fuck these niggas up," I was not expecting that at all. Like I never
No,
thought
same.
that
Same.
I
Take
did
Keith and
this.
Eminem.
I did the same thing you did. When I heard
Mhm.
Take Keith, I said, "What? Take Keith
Yeah.
on an Eminem project?"
I said, God damn it, dude. I was like, this is gonna be terrible. I did not want to hear Eminem spit over a trap. I did not think it was gonna be good until I, started listening.
Yeah, and then next thing you know, boom, you just hear him with that flow right off the bat where he's starting to make fun of trap flows. Where he says, what does he
Hmm.
say? He says, brain dead, high top. He was going in like
Yeah.
that. I thought he
Yeah.
sounded like he was having fun on that flow. Like, I felt like he was having
Mhm.
fun trying something different. And I thought it was really enjoyable for listeners to hear too.
Yeah, I agree with that. I want to touch up on the feature real quick. I've never heard of Royce to 5'9", but I think he was really solid and really played into Eminem pretty well.
Yeah, Royce is one of Eminem's older fans. Or not
No, I agree.
fans, my bad, not fans, friends.
Collaborators.
Yeah, friends. They had Bad Meets Evil back in the day, and he was kind of like
Oh yeah.
he was like an extra member of D12 basically. Like but they were really close one-on-one friends, and they're still friends today. Unlike the rest of D12, really.
Gotcha.
But yeah, no, like I thought Royce sounded good on this. Royce has been killing it lately. He put out his album like last year, or like in the last 12 months at least. He had the Book of Ryan. That was killing it. Like it was solid lyricism and everything on it, and he did really good. So
I might have to look that up then.
it's pretty good. I'd recommend it. So this is one of the songs where Eminem starts taking a lot of shots, where he starts to pick up
Yeah.
the shots he's throwing. My when he started talking about Machine Gun Kelly in this, that was a quotable of mine. When he said, "If you want to come at me with a submachine gun, I'm talking to you, but you already know who the fuck you are, Kelly. I don't use sublims and sure as fuck don't sneak this, but keep commenting on my daughter, Haley." If you're
Yeah.
an Eminem fan,
Yeah. No,
you
that was
know what he
incredible.
does to people when they talk about Haley.
Yeah.
He kills these motherfuckers. Like,
Yeah.
no remorse. And I thought
You
the
look at his daughter
punchline,
wrong. It's a GG.
yeah, it's a GG. And like I thought the wordplay on this when he said, "If you want to come at me with a sub machine gun," he said, "I know who the fuck you are, Kelly." He had the R. Kelly play on it. He had Machine Gun Kelly broke it down in the song itself. I thought it was just fantastic. I thought Machine Gun Kelly was fucking stupid for even trying to talk about Haley. He's killed Ja
Hmm.
Rule because of that shit. He killed Benzino. You guys probably don't even know who the fuck Benzino is. That's how dead he killed this guy. Like he kills motherfuckers to talk about
Oh,
his daughter.
Yeah. No, it's for sure.
And one more before I throw it to Christian to give his opinion on this. Yo, Eminem ad-libs are fucking lit. Why was his ad-libs actually fun to hear? I didn't
Yeah.
expect that.
I didn't either.
Yeah, so Chris, what you got on this dog?
uh, I kind of agree. How like you don't fuck with his daughter and then he's gonna come at you and basically murder you. I thought the R. Kelly pun was pretty good. Um,
Yeah,
and I like that verse. I like how you said, "I ain't gotta dance, long as my Ferrari Spider move like Sea Breezy."
yeah, Chris Brown throwback.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I forgot to say that beat switch when he went to the R. Kelly part, Machine Gun Kelly
Oh
part.
yeah.
Yo, that was a
Yep.
nice beat switch. Like I like the Take Keith beat part, but that beat switch was nice too.
Yeah. I like that beat to be honest more, just because I've heard the Take Heath beat like before, it's just kind of repetitive. But I still liked it obviously, but I just liked it better when he switched it up at the end, or
Yeah,
not the end, but more near the end.
yeah, no, when
Just
he
by
switched it up,
Ronnie
it was good.
J, and he's another one of those SoundCloud rap producers.
I see you. So I think I cleared all my quotables and everything for this, so I'm ready to give my rating. I thought this was another solid song. I'll give it an 8.5 out of 10 to 9.
Yeah, I mean, I put 8, but after going through it a little bit more,
He
yeah,
does.
probably gonna give it an 8.5.
I'll throw up an 8.
That's solid.
Yeah.
Solid. Now, okay, this next song for me was the weirdest one on the entire album.
Mhm.
Kamikaze, right? It's
I
the
wouldn't say it's the weirdest in my opinion,
yeah,
but it's definitely up there. Yeah.
it sounds weird. Like I
Yeah.
don't know why he did it like he did. Because that song, like I said, like I wrote in my notes, the content is fantastic. He sounds
Mm-hmm.
deadly. He sounds on point. The wordplay is on point. But he sounded really jokey on it. Like he didn't want to take it serious. And I felt like he lost like some points in that for me at least. Like I don't think sonically I want to come back to the song when you're joking like that to a point where it doesn't sound cool anymore or sound good.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I put
Um,
gonna name the song, after the album name. It's the main song supposed to be. You gotta do better than that, in my opinion. You can't be, doing what he did. I've never liked his like yelling rap style either. Like some of his songs it works, but in this one it really didn't. Like at the beginning. So I said I didn't really like the flow of it. Chorus wasn't outstanding, but I'm not really a fan of this one.
Yeah, I didn't feel like it. I felt like it lessened the serious tone of the project. Like I felt like he was very serious in this, and he was very like, "I'm mad. I'm pissed at you guys for shitting on me. I'm pissed at the critics for not giving me a chance." And like I felt like this one took away from the seriousness of all that. And I feel like the whole song would have been better if that beat right at the outro, if that was the whole beat for the song.
Yeah, sure.
It would have
I have
been
to
much
agree.
better.
What are your thoughts, Christian?
so I'm on Genius right now. I'm looking at the lyrics.
Okay.
The description of the song says basically he's comparing Revival to Fack, this song, and it's pretty much generally agreed that that's one of his worst songs of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was quite interesting. It is probably his worst album.
Yeah.
So the fact that he accepted that they're both shit.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I guess that's why he said fact. I was wondering why he was saying fact too, because like he was like, I thought he was saying like this song was fact 2018, but then he says fact 2017. So I realized he was just
Okay.
using that as a change for fuck, and I was like, whatever. I was like, don't care, in that sense.
Is joke around too much, I guess.
I
Yeah,
kind of
Sometimes
flew in my head
but
too, and then a Genius came through.
yeah. So I don't know.
So my quotable on this, well, not really a quotable, but starts off the third verse, and he said, "I heard your freestyle on Shade 45. That shit was embarrassing. There's no way we ever air that shit again. I guarantee." People say he's taking shots at Tyler Creator. Say he's taking shots at Kanye West.
So
How do you guys see it as? I thought he was talking about Kanye there.
I don't know. There's Shadeful 5 with Sway has had a lot of shit freestyles, to be fair. So you could go for a lot of people. Who was that? Was it Troy Ave that got caught with his phone, reading off his phone for a freestyle? It could be a couple people. I don't think it was Tyler or Kanye, to be honest. I thought he was almost talking about himself sometimes. How his free, but I think his freestyles are always on point, to be honest. So I'm not sure about that bar itself.
I really think it was just kind of hard to follow since he was kind of bouncing around and kind of, like you said, kind of joking in a joking manner, so it wasn't really easy to follow.
Some people might say it even be Machine Gun Kelly, but I don't think he was on there. Some people saying Iggy Azalea. I don't know. There's not really a general agreed
Consensus. Yeah.
Up
consensus.
to interpretation.
Yeah, it's interpretive. It's a little bit janky at the same time.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So, final ratings on this song. I say like 3 out of 10.
Yeah, that's what I give it.
2.5, 2, 3
Yeah, it's
in
very.
that area.
It just sonically it was so poor.
Yep.
And so then we go to my favorite song on the whole album,
Oh, really?
Fall. Yeah,
Okay.
that was my favorite.
I liked it for sure. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't my favorite, but it was definitely my top three.
That chorus, he got a
Yeah.
great chorus, and it was someone else doing it though. He said, "I'm not afraid to fall down." I was like, "Bruh, he's about to get into it." Easily, the best goddamn song on the album.
Um,
Yeah. I mean, I said I like the beat and he flows well with it. I like his lyrics, obviously, as you said in the chorus. I don't know. Overall, it's definitely, in my opinion, a top three song in the album. And yeah, I like how he talks about how he fell down, got back up, all that kind of.
Yeah, you nomming there, bro?
Yeah, that's well fun.
yeah.
Yeah, you also watch some cartoons too?
What did I say? What did I say? Put the headphones on or go somewhere else.
We got live child abuse, boys. We
Yeah,
got live child
exactly.
abuse.
Two beards.
Oh no, I thought you noticed that. Oh man, but yeah, that Fall was my favorite song on the whole album. I thought lyrically he was on
Got a
point.
lot of quotables on it.
Lot of quotables. I thought lyrically he was on point. He was spitting venom at everyone. I thought what he said about Joe Budden was fucked up because he said
Yo,
somebody,
what did Joe Budden do wrong, bro?
dude.
Let's give a shout to Joe Budden. This man secured the bag, got his playlist on Spotify. Have you guys checked out his
No.
I have
his
not.
podcast? It's pretty good.
No, I've
I'd say
listened
it's
to this
pretty good.
podcast. Yeah, yeah. But I was on Reddit. I was on Hip Hop Heads, right? Joe Budden right now it looks like he's gearing up to come back at Eminem right now, and I don't think he should do it.
I don't know. He said he's retired from what
Oh,
I've
he's
seen.
been said he's retired, but you
Yeah,
should see the post. He's listening to Slaughterhouse and stuff. He's saying that the diss was weak, and he's listening to Fall on repeat on his Instagram stories. If he's smart, he stays out of it. Because don't get me wrong, I think Joe Budden lyrically is really fantastic. He doesn't have the following and the talent. He doesn't have a big enough following to take on Eminem. He will get slapped up. Big facts.
Yeah.
Especially after
yeah.
what M said about him on the album. When he said, "Somebody tell Budden before I snap, you better fasten it, or have his body baggage zipped." And that's the closest thing he's had to hits is smacking bitches. Because he's talking about his domestic violence case. God damn, that's just mean. It's just mean.
Mm-hmm.
I was just fuck. The way he flowed that too was just it sounded great on the beat, and I thought it was perfect for the context of this song. And then one more before I get into the other thing. I think the line when he says, "Even when I'm getting brain, you'll never catch me with a thought." That is like the best
Mm-hmm.
delivery he's ever had on a line ever,
Yeah.
and it's
That's
such a
not really
great
fun.
quotable, dude. It's just such a fun line to say, especially the way he says it. He's like, "Even when I'm getting brain, you will never catch me with a thought." And I was like, "Bro, why you gotta do it choppy like that?" It was just hilarious.
Apparently, it's about Eminem was caught with a younger woman in a hotel room, and DJ Academics reported about it.
Well, maybe, bro.
I didn't know about that.
Dude, you never hear about his love life at all. You never hear about it.
Um,
The only time I've heard about it was with Mariah, and that's it. And obviously Kim. But like, other than that, you never hear about his love life. And I'm always curious. I'm like, does he just not date, or does he have like security guards watching his dates with him? Like, I don't get it. But
yeah.
so let's get into the controversy. If you guys have been on Twitter, any sort of social media, anywhere where you can see sensitive ass people tweeting, you've heard them be upset about the next quotable I have, where Eminem says, "Tyler create nothing. I see why you called yourself a faggot, bitch. It's not because you lack attention. It's because you worship D12's balls. You sacrilegious."
Yep.
I thought the line was great,
Definitely. Yeah, I've seen it.
and I
Um,
I mean, I thought well worded. If I mean, not well worded, obviously, but like he said what he needed to say, and I don't know. I feel like he shouldn't get flack for it. I mean,
and like I
that's
don't. He didn't even call Tyler the Creator a faggot. He just said, "You call
no,
yourself that."
which he did.
He does call himself that, and then he made a pun out of it, a joke, by saying he's sacrilegious. That because
It,
he worshipped details ball. That was just. It wasn't. It should not have been blown out of proportion like it is right now.
yeah, especially I know Eminem's been. If you want to say homophobic, he's been homophobic in his lyrics, but Tyler the Creator was probably the worst at that before he, came out about it. So it's like I don't know. It's this double-edged sword that I don't know. That's what I got to say about it.
And the worst part to me is Tyler the Creator has said some fuck shit, like when he said he was gonna stab Bruno Mars in his esophagus, all this shit, how much he was gonna hate fags, they'll kill him, and how many he hates les and too like and stuff like that. And the thing is, he hasn't even officially came out as gay yet. He just made subtle hints up to it, not subtle hints. He made
Yeah,
hints to
yeah,
it
yeah, yeah,
in the album
yeah.
in Flower Boy, but he never actually said I am gay. He never hasn't come out in an interview and be like I'm gay or I'm bisexual. So I don't understand why everyone's so up in arms about it. It's like calling another like heterosexual male a faggot. You know what I mean? I don't understand the outrage.
either because I mean it's nothing new. Him saying stuff like this. That's just that people today are more sensitive than they were 15 years ago.
Right.
I mean, people still back then would get mad, but like, we're in the age of Twitter and Instagram and whatnot, where people can openly express their opinions about your sexual preference.
Yeah. And the funny part was I was reading, right? And I didn't remember, but supposedly on Chloroseptic Remix, which came out like in January, he said faggot on there, and there was no outlash about it. Nothing. I didn't hear anyone talk about it at all. And it didn't become a
Remember,
problem until now.
who said it? Something? Someone said queer. I think it was Migos. I don't know who it was. Like
I
it
think it
was.
was Offset.
I cannot vibe with queers or something like that. I
Yep,
think that's what
yep,
he said.
yep.
And
No,
I saw some like tweets about it, but it wasn't like CNN and fucking Washington Post and Daily Mail and all this bullshit.
Yeah, I don't get it, dude. It's fucking whack to be honest that people are freaking out this much about a lyric. And he bleeped it. He didn't even say it. He bleeped
hmm
himself saying it.
People knew what he was implying. I mean, it's pretty obvious.
Obviously.
even though he had the like the not the courtesy, but like he cared
The
enough to bleep it
decency in
out.
it.
Yeah, exactly. To not say it.
Yeah. And I just thought the outrage is ridiculous. And then one line out of this entire album's got people up in arms. What is this album?
hmm
14, 13 tracks? And that's the one that's got people upset? It's fucking stupid. I don't
I
know.
think it's. I think when he goes on later and says, "Detractors, I'm gonna have to fuck Pitchfork with a corkscrew." Uh, I thought it was funny because it's pretty much talking about how they didn't like Revival and they didn't like this song either, apparently. So
Yeah, and then we're going to quotables. He had one nail aimed at your boy Christian, your boy Drake. He's saying the fans waited for this moment like the feature when I stole the show. Sorry if I took forever. That was just good wordplay, and he's being honest. I thought Forever, Eminem's verse on Forever was the best out of Lil Wayne, Kanye, and Drake.
Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
It's for you, it's probably debatable, but I thought the double time flow he used on that it was just better than what everyone else brought to the table at the time.
and I haven't heard the song in a long time.
Dude, that's one of my favorite songs ever. But
To
yeah,
me,
that song, it's incredible.
Absolutely.
back then, Lil Wayne had the best verse, but I mean, I don't really want to get into it right now because I don't want to talk about stuff that I haven't heard in like months.
I
That's
thought everybody
understandable.
did a good job on that song for sure, but I definitely like Eminem.
Me too. Any more words about this controversial song that
All right,
destroyed the earth?
I want to talk about this. Is what I've been waiting for the whole time. The last part of the song, I can't help but laugh whenever I read this. I inspire the Hobsons, the Logics, the Coles, the Seans, the K Dots, the 5 9s and O. Brought the world 50 Cent, whatever.
What do you have to say about that?
Hobson! Like, come on, man. Like, you can't tell me that you're proud of inspiring Hobson.
You're burning bridges, first, Christian. You're burning bridges.
Yeah.
And
We'll never get Hobson on the podcast now. God damn it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
like, come on,
Come on now.
like Cole. All right, I'm not that huge J Cole fan, but I can see it. Big Sean. I mean, I like Big Sean. I don't know about you guys. I think he's all right.
I dig Big Sean.
Obviously, Kendrick Lamar and Royce and 50 Cent. But I don't know. I just Hobson and Logic. Like I know you're a Logic fan, Enrique, but like
Oh no, I can't defend his recent work. I've talked to you about this already. Everything since his first studio album has been mediocre at best. And I think the reason that Hobson threw Logic in there was because he was talking about him looking white. Sorry, because Logic's biracial. I forgot. He's talking about Logic looking white, and Hobson's basically the black Eminem because he wants to be him so bad. So I understand where he's going with that, and I felt like this was more to get Hobson and Logic to be like, "Oh my God, my dad recognized me." Not really like,
yeah, there's a video about it that he put on his Facebook.
yeah, I saw it too. But I didn't. I
Um,
didn't have a problem with him saying that though, because he obviously did influence the game heavy.
don't think he's deserving of a shout out.
No.
God damn, man, we're really not gonna get Hudson on the podcast.
Hey, if he releases something good, maybe.
Shit, god damn. Sounds like we're
Might
gonna
be.
do a
That's
Hobson.
enough for today.
We're gonna sound
That's
like we're
enough
gonna do a
for
Hobson
tomorrow.
torture week where we just listen to every single album.
Yeah. Torture for me.
Oh man. All right. So we're good with fall. Everyone want to give their ratings now?
Yeah. I mean, I'll start. I gave it an 8. It was top 3 for me, but I don't know. I actually going over it more. I'll give it an 8.5, just because I definitely like the chorus, and like I said, it flows well. But I'm not really. I don't really care for the controversy over it. I don't care that he said what he said, but I just there's other songs that I thought I like the music in the background more to it, and I like the beat more,
That
and
makes
I like
sense.
the flow a bit more.
Yeah, I see what you mean, dude. It's understandable, but for me, this is my favorite song on the whole album. I think it was just as good as Stepping Stones, if not better. So I'm giving it a 9.75. I don't think it was perfect by any means, but I think it was pretty damn fucking close.
Yeah,
Christian,
that's fair.
what you got here, big dog?
It was obviously one of the better tracks. I'll give it an 8.5.
Understandable. So let's go to what I consider the fall of the album, where it goes from just being
Worst song.
goddamn solid to being the worst 3 songs back to back to back. And I just don't know why he put these on here. They're so out of context. They're so almost pointless to the point of like not even needing to be here.
Hmm.
But
No, that's interesting. I really only dislike this one in particular. I didn't like the other two, but I thought they were solid. But this one just really, I hated. This one was really least favorite.
so this is which one's this is Nice Guy first,
Nice
correct?
guy. Yeah, no, it was awful.
Yeah, I just didn't care for it at all, man. It's just I don't like the
Um,
chick on the chorus. I don't know who
Mm-hmm.
she is. She sounds awful. I'm sorry,
No,
whoever you are. You
it
might
was
put out good music,
garbage.
but you sound like shit on that fucking chorus, dude. Like real talk. Fix your shit. Fix your voice before you get on another track. Whoever you are, I don't want you on my podcast. Like Hobson, fuck you. Don't come on my shit. Release some good
Yeah,
music.
exactly.
Put some good music out. Fuck, you almost ruined this album for me.
Fact.
Jesse Reyes.
I don't know who the fuck you are. Sorry, you're a part of my people. No, you're not. Fuck you. God damn, dude, this song was just
Can't for it
bad.
either. I mean, he tries to do the whole like love thing. I just don't think he can pull it off, especially not in this song. At least,
I was,
I don't know.
like, I couldn't even listen to the song. I tried literally 3 times to get through the song, and I just couldn't. It was terrible.
It's
It was
currently the least viewed on Genius, if that.
garbage.
Makes sense. I thought Good Guy was. And was whatever. They're both mediocre
No,
in my
yeah,
opinion.
they're both about the same.
They're both
I don't like.
mediocre in my opinion. I didn't like it this song. I didn't like Jesse Reyes. I thought Eminem was meh. I don't like his love songs like I said. I think the best one he's done is Spacebound. Fuck this song. I give it a 1.5 out of 10.
Yep. I gave it a 1. I hated it. It was terrible.
Let's just move on then.
Damn Christian Zero. Alright, so then we move on to Good Guy, which is the counterpart of this song. Basically the same goddamn song, just told in a different sonic way. I don't have anything to say about this. You guys want to talk about this one?
I have a different opinion on this. I actually really like this one just because I thought it flowed really well. Well, not like flow, but I liked the beat behind it, and I thought it was a pretty good song and chorus. And I liked how Eminem kind of chilled out on this one. And Nice Guy, he wasn't really existent because it was just more garbage. But this one, like, I don't know, I don't know, I just liked how it flowed. I guess.
Sure, man. It's your opinion, but I fucking hated it.
Yeah. I don't really care for it either.
This one,
Because at least to me, there's better songs about the same type of subjects out there
Mm-hmm.
who do it better.
I fucking agree. So for me, this is better than Nice Guy was. I think Good Guy was better, but I still don't think it was good enough, like a good song at the end of the day. I'd give it like a 2.5 out of 10.
What did you give it, Christian?
Uh, shit, I don't know. I didn't really care for it. I didn't hear. I only heard it once.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I definitely bumped it up a little higher than Enrique did. I put it at a 6.5. Like I said, I kind of like the chorus of it, and I don't know. I thought she did a better job on this one than the garbage she put out in the last one, in my opinion.
That makes sense. And yeah, we're gonna go on to the song that I don't. I guess the whole album was made for, in a certain extent. Venom,
Yeah,
the music
I was
from the
confused.
motion picture.
Yeah, I don't know about
I didn't hear the song.
What?
I didn't. Yeah, for some reason I didn't write down anything about it.
that.
So
Use
GG
your
boys,
mic.
I'm gonna let you guys say your thoughts on it.
Yeah,
Uh,
I kind of thought it was weird to tack on a Venom music to the end of this album. That's why I think this one could be cut out because not because it's not necessarily bad, but because like it doesn't fit the tone. That's my problem with the other two that I had on
So
here.
is this what is this? Is this for a soundtrack?
Yeah, it's for the sound for the
yeah,
Venom movie that's coming out soon. I don't know why. Like he put it onto this album. Obviously, he's doing the soundtrack because he put out a tweet about it or whatever. But I'm not certain why he actually put this on this album. Um, it doesn't even sound like it's like made for the movie because he doesn't talk about the character Venom. He doesn't talk about any of that really. Only thing he really talks about is him getting shit on for a revival. And so then he just throws in Venom at the end. He's like Venom, 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 Venom. You know what I mean? And so I'm not sure why. He does mention Eddie Brock, who is Venom, but like I said, he kind of just throws in stuff for the Venom movie instead of actually like making something concentrated for it.
yeah.
Interesting.
I'd agree with that. To go further, I didn't like it per se. I didn't dislike it. I thought it was good, like a good pump up song for a movie. Like I could see that in like a trailer, you know, I was envisioning it, and like or like a high speed chase or something. It would be a good song because it's just kind of like has that hype up of it. But yeah, like you said, he just talked about how garbage his last album was, and not more about the characters, and it doesn't fit a motion picture like it should.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'll check out the Venom shit when it comes out, but I'm not sure about it. Like I'm not sure if I will care for the soundtrack at all.
Yeah.
I just think he's trying. I think the studio that's doing this might be trying to capitalize on the Black Panther kind of wave that Kendrick and them did, where they put out a really fucking good
Yeah.
album.
That's what it reminded me of. To be honest, when I heard it, I was like, yeah, this is really not trying to copy it. Well, it was kind of trying to copy it, but like that high speed chase in Black Panther when the music goes off, I forgot what song it was, but I can see it, you know, like I can see that kind of thing going on. It's just not as good as that album was. Like this song, I mean, it wouldn't fit. It didn't fit in this at all.
Yeah, no, it didn't fit in this at all. I think the song you're talking about is called Ops because that's the one with Vince
Yep,
Staples.
no, it was. Yep, that's what it was.
Yeah, and like I don't know, I think it's just weird to tack it on. I think the record label might have told him that hey, you need to put that on there because we need to get some play for that. Because otherwise, I don't see him putting it on here. It doesn't fit. It doesn't make sense. But yeah, I think the song itself wasn't bad. I'd give it like a 5 out of 10. It was mediocre.
Yeah, I gave it a six. I gave it a six just because I like not. I didn't like. Yeah, I mean, I like the chorus. I didn't like the whole uh, rap in general, but I like the chorus, and I thought it was kind of hyped up, or like it's more meant to hype up. So
Yeah, and so shit. So we're done with the album now. We talked about every
yeah.
song on it. So if we want to go over some general thoughts and consensus on that, we can go ahead and do that now.
One thing I
Um,
was gonna add. I didn't like the skits of it. I don't like albums with skits, and I just thought it kind of just interrupted it while I was trying to listen to the music, and that's
I,
fine. You know, I get what he was trying to do, but I just didn't like it. That's my thoughts on those. But
yeah,
that's all I have.
like at least some like from what I listen to, like Kanye, like when he puts skits in his albums, like they add to the overall theme. And I feel like for this one, I don't know, I just didn't really grab my. I didn't think it was worthy of being on the album.
I thought they were.
But I think some people do it well. Obviously not here, but um, yeah, I don't know.
I thought they were fine because he was trying to do the old M thing, which him had him calling Paul. I think it was funny what they said in the first skit, where he's like, I was like, I don't know, dude, what you're doing with the album. I don't know about the theme of it. What are you gonna do if no one likes this album? You're gonna release another album about the album that you made because people didn't like your other album? I thought that shit was funny when he said that. And to call it
Yeah,
Kamikaze too. And then I thought him calling Paul and being like, "Fuck you, I'm gonna go kill this reviewer." Actually, I listened to a YouTuber who does music reviews, and he lives in Michigan, and it's speculation it's him. So I don't really know why Eminem would do that, but I thought the skits were fine. I thought they weren't too long to where they took away too much, but I can see them being skippable for people.
yeah, I can see that for sure.
So, I guess we're gonna say what's our final ratings for the entire Kamikaze by Eminem.
I guess I'll start. So for me overall, I gave it a 7.5 because I thought there were some really good songs on it. Like "Lucky You" was one of my favorite. "Stepping Stone," "All," and then there's one more that I really like, "Not Alike." I really like those four in particular, as well as "The Ringer," but more that was probably my fifth. But so overall, those songs, you know, boosted up, and I really liked. If it was just those songs, then maybe a couple other good ones. You could have just kept those, and it would have been fine, and it probably would have been a solid 9, maybe even 10. But for me, I gave it a 7 just because of the weird stuff he did on, you know, Kamikaze and the last three, like you said. Even though I did like the last two. So yeah, he just did some weird stuff in between, and that's why I gave it a 7.5.
Yeah. Christian, how you feel about this album as a whole?
Um, I don't know. I mean, obviously, I'm not a huge Eminem fan, so I mean, my opinion is gonna be different than yours and everyone else's. I mean, I didn't think it was bad. I don't think it was the best album of the year, but that's a whole different topic.
We
Um,
could do a video about our mid year albums of the year because it's
We
what
could.
the ninth, and I'd be
uh,
down to talk about that.
Yeah.
uh, on a number, I'll probably give it a 6.5.
Okay.
My like, this was just not what I listened to, so I mean,
Yeah.
Sure.
things saved.
Yeah.
but I don't know. It's
And
just my
now it's fair.
opinion.
Yeah, no, I get that shit. I get that
Yeah, it
shit.
was kind of a pleasant surprise, like with all the disses, and that was good. But like the ending of the album just kind of took a nosedive,
Yeah, I
in my
agree.
opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And so I
He
personally,
could have capped it off really well, but he didn't. So
yeah, I think if Fall was the last track, it would have been a great way to go out.
I'd agree.
But yeah, so I just think I agree with Eli. It's a 7.5 for me. It's not super good. It's not. It's really. It's good. When it's good, it's really good. When it's
Yeah.
bad, it's like fuck. Like damn it. Why would you put this out? You're fucking me over, Eminem. But yeah, like I just thought it was solid from him. He finally got back to being fantastic, getting lyrical on people. He had different beats. I just thought the album in general was a good refresher from what he's been putting out. So I think a 7.5 perfect for me. At first listen, it was one of my album of the year contenders. After listening to some more, I'd be like, nah, it's like maybe like top 15, top 20, but it's not album of the year for me.
Yeah. I'd agree with that.
I don't
Sure.
know. Shout out to my boy Roger. He made the point of he just made this to show that he's still got it, pretty much. And I agree with that. I mean, I didn't say it was perfect, but definitely wasn't shit.
Yeah, I just gotta agree with that. So I guess this wraps up the inaugural episode of Cut the Beat podcast. We're gonna be back soon. I don't know when, but we're gonna be talking about Astro World. We're gonna be talking about Jid's Never story, and we're gonna be talking about Amine's 1.5. We're three of the four main hosts here. Our fourth was supposed to be here today, but
Events. Events.
some medical issues came up, so where he couldn't make it
Yeah.
today.
Prayers out for Queso.
Put prayers out for Queso. Anyone who hears this, put hashtag rip Queso on Twitter. You'll get a
Yeah.
retweet from all of us if we
Of course.
see you on there. But yeah, I thought it turned out really well for our first episode. I thought we had a good time on here. I thought we had a good opinions on here. We could have got more heated if Queso was here. We would have got.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
So if you want to hear some heated
How long?
conversation,
How long have we been on?
we've been on for
Uh,
about an hour
Oh,
and 5 minutes.
oh,
we're gonna have to split up those three albums into three parts because Astro World is pretty long.
Oh, absolutely, we're gonna
Uh,
split up and split them up. I think,
yeah, yeah. He's just going over the future. Yeah.
yeah, and but yeah, I think this was good. I thought great. I thought it turned out well. Cut the beat, drop a subscribe. You see this on YouTube, drop a follow. You see this on Twitch. We're gonna be streaming on YouTube, so you don't have to drop a follow on Twitch. It's just that for our first episode, YouTube wouldn't let us stream on our YouTube channel yet, so we had to come to Twitch for this to record live because we had some fans who want to see us live. But I thought turned out well. We had some good discussion here. We had some technical issues, but that shit happens when you're doing shit live. But yeah, we'll we'll see you guys in the next episode of Cut the Beat. What do you guys say? A week or less? We'll get another episode
Sure.
out.
Yep.
maybe even sooner. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works with me, dude. And we'll cover. Do you want to cover all three albums in one big podcast and then put them in separate videos on our YouTube channel? Because that's what I was thinking. Or do you want to do like two albums instead? Because we might take a while.
Mm,
I mean,
do
we'll figure
two
it
and
out.
one. I think we could do like Astro World and 1.5, and then
Save Jid for later.
Works for me.
I mean I don't know. That's just my opinion.
I'm down. But yeah, thanks to our viewers on YouTube and our viewers on Twitch. Shout out to y'all for listening to this bogus ass shit for the first time.
Shout out, shout out to Edwin in the stream chat.
Yeah,
Drop a Dorito chip.
saw him there. And so yeah, we're gonna wrap it up for today, and we're gonna get this up on YouTube and out there for the people. Good shit. Catch you later, boys.
All right. See ya.
Yep. See you stream.